In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to balance chemical equations. Before I get started, I just want to know that what is a chemical equation? So a chemical equation is a representation of what happens to the reactants and products during a chemical change. So let's just take the first one as an example. So H2 and O2 are called the reactants, and the H2O, which is known as water, is called the product. Okay, so in this equation, which is obviously not balanced, we all know that water is made of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. But how do we balance this? So the first thing I do when I get a question like this is I just look at the oxygen atoms. So in the left side, the reactant side, we have 2 oxygen atoms, and on the right side we only have 1. So to make this balance, we need to have a 2 as a coefficient. So that makes us have 4 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. So now the oxygens are balanced, but the hydrogen is not balanced. So to make the hydrogen also balanced, we need to have a 2 as coefficient for the hydrogen atoms. So that makes the entire equation balanced. So let's move on to the second one. So same thing. When I see this, I just need to find the lowest common denominator of 2 and 3, which is 6. So to make up 6 hydrogen atoms, we need to have a 3 as coefficient in front of the H2. So that makes us have 6 hydrogen atoms. And in this side, same thing. We need to have a 2 to make up 6 hydrogen atoms. So now we have 2 nitrogen atoms. And luckily, we have 2 nitrogen as the in the reactant side. So this equation is balanced. Okay, so the third one is a little bit harder, but it's all using the same concept. Like there's really no magic to solve a chemical equation. The only thing you need to do is just find the lowest common denominator, and if that doesn't work, just try it again. So in this one, we can see that we have 4 hydrogen atoms. And in this side, we only have 2. So what should we do? We just add 2 as coefficient. That makes us have 4 hydrogen atoms and 6, because this has 2 oxygen atoms and this has 4. Oh, this has 2. Sorry. So that's 4 oxygen atoms and 1 carbon atoms. So to make up 4 oxygen atoms, we need to have a 2 as coefficient here, and that makes the entire equation balanced. And the first one, so same as we can see that we have 2. What is that? Wait, just a second. Is that silicon? No, that's not silicon. That's oh yeah, sulfur atoms. So sulfur atom we have 2. And on the reactant side, if we want to make up 2 sulfur atoms, we need to have a coefficient of 2. That makes us have 2 sulfur atoms and 4 oxygen atoms. So on this side, how can we make up 4 oxygen atoms? We just need to add a 4 here. That way we have 4 carbon atoms and 4 oxygen atoms. So plus the 1 carbon atoms here, we have 5 carbon atoms at the product side. So how do we make up 5 carbon atoms in the left side, which is at the coefficient of 5? So that makes the entire equation balanced. Okay, for the last